Ferrari driver is through to second place. Whoa! Charles Leclerc having to catch it.
Same car, same track, same weekend. One driver said,
"It was a horrible weekend. Most difficult weekend of my Formula One career so far. Never could put the tires in the right window, just struggling so much. Still, too slow, not good enough."
The other said,
"Happiest day of my days at Ferrari so far. To get my first second place with the team as well. So proud of the team for working so hard. Finally have the engineering team that I've been working towards. This is awesome, and a big thanks to the team."
Montreal, race day. And hidden underneath the celebration of a Ferrari podium was a brake crisis so serious, engineers spent the entire weekend failing to solve it. How does one side of the garage collapse in confidence, while the other side finds something it had been searching for all season long? And why does the answer to that question change everything Ferrari thought it understood about the SF-26? From the very first laps of Friday practice, Charles Leclerc came back to the pits describing something every Formula One driver fears more than being slow. Unpredictability. Not lack of pace. Not tire wear. Unpredictability. And in Formula One, that is terrifying. A slow car can be managed, but a car that responds differently every time you touch the brakes becomes impossible to trust. Leclerc later confirmed the issue followed him from Friday all the way to Sunday's checkered flag. Not a single lap felt normal. But here's where it gets complicated. Lewis Hamilton was also struggling early in the weekend. Balance issues. Straight line deficit. Ferrari was still down in power compared to Mercedes and Red Bull on the brutal Montreal straights. The problems were real for both drivers. But that was just the start. Because what happened next exposed something far deeper than a setup problem. Something Ferrari engineers admitted, by Saturday night, was no longer just technical. It was becoming psychological. And in Formula One, that is where careers can quietly begin to fracture. Hamilton's response to the instability looked like a solution at first. Earlier braking points, smoother rotation, less aggression on corner entry, small, invisible adjustments that changed how the SF-26 behaved beneath him. Confidence started building lap by lap. Small but real. But here is the twist Ferrari did not expect. While Hamilton was adapting, Leclerc was ing in the opposite direction. Every session, every stint, every lap, his confidence was not stabilizing. It was falling faster than the engineers could diagnose why. "I felt like I was going to crash at almost every corner." That was not frustration after a bad race. That was a driver describing a complete disconnection between the car and his instincts. Same garage, completely opposite direction. What Ferrari discovered, the part almost nobody noticed, was a temperature imbalance chain reaction hidden inside the braking system. The brake instability was affecting tire temperatures. The tire temperatures were killing grip. The grip was destroying confidence. And the collapsing confidence was making the braking worse. A vicious circle, feeding itself lap after lap. Think about balancing a shopping cart with one damaged wheel. At slow speed, manageable. Push harder, and every vibration spreads into the entire cart until you cannot steer at all. That was Leclerc's entire weekend. And Hamilton's podium, brilliant as it was, actually confirmed the problem rather than solved it. Ferrari team principal Frédéric Vasseur effectively admitted after the race that the team still does not fully understand why both drivers experienced the exact same car so differently. That sentence should concern every Ferrari supporter. Because in Formula One, teams always know why one driver struggles more than another. When they don't, it signals something much deeper than a setup gap. It means Ferrari may not fully understand its own car. Layer 1. The driver dynamic. Hamilton left Montreal sounding like a different person. Calm radio messages, instinctive overtakes, genuine optimism about finally understanding the SF-26. Leclerc left emotionally exhausted, openly questioning whether the car can ever enter a usable operating window for his driving style. Formula One teams always move emotionally toward the driver generating momentum. Right now, that driver is Lewis Hamilton, and that internal shift carries enormous pressure. Layer 2. The championship reality. Mercedes extended their constructor lead from 68 points to 98 in a single weekend. Ferrari brought 0 upgrades to Montreal. While Hamilton produced brilliance, the bigger picture became brutal. Layer 3. The power deficit. Hamilton confirmed it publicly after the race. Ferrari cannot match Mercedes for straight-line speed. Reports after Canada suggested the gap maybe 22 to 25 horsepower. Under the new 2026 hybrid regulations, where electrical deployment controls huge moments of acceleration and overtaking, that deficit is not a small gap. It is structural, and structural problems cannot be solved by a better setup on race morning. This wasn't just a race. It was a warning. Scenario 1. Ferrari solves the operating window. Leclerc rediscovers his confidence. Hamilton continues building. And suddenly Maranello has two drivers fighting for podiums every weekend, which is the most dangerous version of Ferrari in the field. Scenario 2. The simulator gap stays unsolved. The SF-26 only works inside a dangerously narrow setup range. And race by race, the internal pressure between two elite drivers in the same broken machinery becomes impossible to manage quietly. Scenario 3. The power deficit forces Ferrari toward the ADUO development system, the FIA mechanism designed to help manufacturers falling behind under the new engine regulations. Ferrari, the most legendary engine brand in Formula One history, officially needing technical recovery assistance. Dynasties fall the moment they start believing the podium hides the problem. Was Canada a genuine breakthrough for Ferrari? Or was it one extraordinary driver temporarily overcoming problems the car still fundamentally cannot solve? And if the SF-26 only works correctly under extremely specific conditions, what happens when Monaco removes the margin for error entirely? One thing is certain, the next race will not just be about points. It will be about answers. If you made it this far, you already know this season is not about who's fastest. It's about who survives the pressure. So tell us below, is Hamilton the future of Ferrari? Or is the real story still unfolding behind closed doors?